Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Shalon, self-love queen passionista and emotional energy alchemist, and I'm here to help you along your journey of navigating the energies and self-love, and just to help you form a stronger connection with yourself in general. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards and see what's coming up for today, and yeah, let's begin. Messages and guidance do we have for today? Beautiful. So we have the Sun is our first card. It says joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. All right. So we've been talking a lot about duality lately, actually, and the whole fact that we can't feel joy without sadness, right? But also we cannot just be all work and no fun all the time either, right? So it's about bringing that aspect of play into life as well, right? Sometimes we get caught up in our lower energy feelings, right? And it's really challenging to get out of those feelings. So you can do this by like reaching for the next best feeling, right? You can't go from sadness to joy just like that. It doesn't happen, okay? But by tapping into those aspects of play, right, then, and doing things that nurture our soul, we can slowly progress up the ladder towards joy, right? Let's see what the book has to say about this. So going in the wrong direction. Okay, so in summer, when the sun's at its highest point in the sky, the rose is at its fullest. Her fragrance is sweet and the fruit is still to come. In this oracle, the sun represents life force, energy, vitality, confidence, success, positivity, delight, and the sheer joy of life, right? Savoring when you are living in the moment and savoring that moment, making it an experience, tapping into your 5 senses while you're doing it, that is living in the sheer joy of life. Being grateful for that moment, okay? One thing that I've noticed lately is when I'm not in the moment, I get clumsy. I start dropping things. I start injuring myself, like how when you like stub your toe or whatever, because I'm not present in the moment. My mind is on a million other things, right? But when I'm here and centered and in the now and focusing on what I'm doing, those things don't happen, right? So after it's left the fertile darkness of the soil, the future rose begins reaching toward the light of the sun, which then plays its part in nourishing the rose as it reaches for its potential bloom, right? You're needing that nourishment, that nurturing. Okay, what is your soul calling for right now? Is it needing more rest? Is it needing more play, right? Is it needing more creativity? Like, what is your soul calling for? And it does this for us too. One of life's greatest blessings is to feel the warmth of the sun on our face, to drink in the gold nectar of what life has for us, and to take a moment to bask in being alive, being grateful that you are here at this time, okay? You were chosen to come here for this moment in time for a reason. How amazing is that? Okay. This is your invitation to relish your aliveness. Celebrate you. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate how far you've come. Celebrate all the things that you have endured to get you to this moment. To celebrate your wins. Celebrate even the highs and lows of life, that you endured those, that you made it through. That is a miracle in itself. Okay. To make time to play. Okay. Play is a major aspect that is coming up, because when we're kids, we play and we imagine and we tap into that creativity all the time, right? And you can come back to that and do that. It's necessary for our sacral chakra, okay? Our creativity center, to play and have fun and live in the moment. When you're doing that, you're in the moment, right? And as we turn into adults and start entering the work world and whatever else, right? We are valued for our doingness, for what we have to offer, right? As opposed to just who we are as individuals. You are valuable because you're here. You are valuable because you exist. You do not need to do or be anything other than that. Okay? To be grateful for your body. When we show gratitude for our body starts to show up for us. Okay? As opposed to dwelling on whatever ache and pain and whatever else, thank your body for showing you where you're needing to do a little bit more work, right? Because those are emotions stored in your body. Okay? It's something that I like to dabble in, I guess you could say. A lot of my sessions, we go into like what this ache or pain is telling us, what is stored emotion is in that part of your body, so that we can figure out when it started, where it came from, and then be able to clear it. Okay. I've had lots of success with people clearing those aches and pains from whatever trauma happened at that point in their time. Okay. To acknowledge the wondrous life force energy that's woven through all of life, to remember that your soul had a dream and your life is it. Your life right now is your soul's dream. Your soul was on the other side dreaming this all up for you. Okay. The highs, the lows, the ups and downs, all of it. Okay. This is a wondrous card that heralds a time of playfulness, enjoyment, and bliss. Right. The sun can also represent the inner child and be an invitation to have some fun. Have you been all work and no play lately? We need to find balance. Okay. Is your inner child longing to run free? Think about when you were a child. What fun things did you love to do? I haven't for a little while now, but earlier, like I loved coloring as a child. And so I was coloring like every night. I was coloring a picture. That was just like my time to decompress and tap into my creativity, right? So what can you do to enjoy the simple things in life? All right. Make every moment an experience. Focus on your 5 senses. That's when we're in the moment. Okay. Being out in nature is a very good way to focus on your 5, or to be living in the moment. Okay. When we allow ourselves the space to play, problems that were once unsolvable find solutions. Okay. When you take your focus off of the problem, okay, and you're doing something else that brings you joy, you're out of that negative spiral. And that's when we receive solutions. Okay. So the next one is open. It says, oh, I did not read, sorry. There was a soul inquiry. Okay. How can you enjoy your life more? And what can you do just for fun? All right. So I would love for you to share those with me in the comments. Open, say yes, expand through the extremes, trust life. Okay. Remaining open when we want to close off, and maybe from the world around us, from the closing off our heart, we need to remain open. It's through the opening where we're able to expand and receive, trusting that we're right where we are meant to be at this moment in time. So It says, this is probably one of the biggest challenges of life, keeping your heart open through the extremes. No one is immune to the highs and lows of the human experience, from the ecstasy to the agony, the joy to the grief, the love to the loss. Okay, we're talking about the whole duality again, right? Everybody has endured some sort of duality in their life, okay? Some sort of sadness, some sort of grief, some sort of, right? Even though sometimes it feels like we're the only one. Okay, you're not. Maybe for that experience, but everybody has their own battles that they're fighting. We can't bypass the difficult parts of being human if we want to truly experience the bliss. Okay, talking about bliss again. And that these lessons, these experiences are always happening for us, okay? For our expansion, for our next level of ourselves, right? And if you close your heart off to the grief, you won't be able to fully experience the joy. The rose teaches us this season after season. She knows that if she doesn't surrender to each of the seasons, come summer, she won't be able to bloom, okay? It's like any plant, right? Come winter, they all, you know, go into, I don't know, hibernation. Some of them die. Some of them, they just know that that is the cycle of life, right? Birth teaches us this too. The safer the mother feels, the more she can open, okay? Lots of women, when they're in childbirth or whatever, when there is that fear, right? It's hard. Like the labor is more challenging when she feels supported and held and nurtured and loved and safe, right? Then it is an easier experience. And that's for anything in life, any of our experiences in life. When we feel safe, when we feel nurtured and supported, then we are able to expand to the next level of ourselves, to the next experience, right? Living and dying with your heart open is truly a courageous act, as a life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as well as great love, triumphs, and adventures. When we are going through difficult times, when we most want to separate, the healing is often found in connection, not separation, okay? When you're wanting to disconnect from the world around you, that is usually when it is your highest best good to reach out to the people who can help support you and love you. When you are unable to nurture yourself, it is okay to ask for that from somebody else, from that strength from somebody else. All right? Not to depend on it, but to know that it's available if we need it, right? When we're going through difficult times, and also actually I want to say when we are feeling in separation, it's because we're in separation from ourselves, right? So maybe what you really need to do as well is to tap into your heart center and see what you're needing at that time. And even if it is just like quiet time, rest, nurturing, we think that we have to do all the time and that we are only valuable in our doingness, right? It's okay to just be. Your body needs to just be. Your soul longs to just be. All right? And when you allow yourself that, when you give yourself that permission, you'll actually, it's almost like your soul just has this like sigh of relief. And it's like, thank you. Because now you have learned that your real value is on who you are, not what you can do. All right? The rose shows us how to open to the world no matter what the day brings, right? The rose opens, whether it's raining, whether it's sunny, whether it's storming, it doesn't matter. It still opens. This card is here to encourage you to say yes to life, to expand through the extremes, and to put your 2 feet wholly and completely in. So the soul inquiry is, how can you say yes to life? The next one is the Great Mother. Surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. All right, Great Mother Gaia, spending time out in nature, just to trust that you are supported. You're right where you're meant to be in this time. So it says, the Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life on earth can be, that at times being human can be painful, lonely, and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be difficult when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. Okay? So coming back to that oneness, you are one, you are whole. And when you actually figure it all out, we are all one, right? And that's why the world is a reflection of our internal world, right? That the polarity and separation can be difficult when your soul remembers the oneness of Source, okay? We come back to our oneness through meditation, doing things that bring us joy, being in the moment. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. We often see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that everything's okay. And when things don't work out, then perhaps we've done something wrong or have something to fix. We've forgotten that life on earth isn't like that. Polarity is at the core of the earth experience. And it's through the polar extremes that we grow the most. We're not meant to avoid the night, the shadow, and the winter. The whole duality again, right? About tapping into your emotions, and like we can't feel, like I said, we can't feel sadness without joy. We don't know what it would be like, right? And to remember that we came here for this experience to learn those things, right? This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence, oh my goodness, of your experience as a soul. Okay? Your existence here on earth is literally just like a breath, in a leap in time compared to the expansion and the existence of your soul in general, and how many lifetimes you've already had. Those are but just a breath in time. When we're here, it can feel like forever. And when it comes to the end, it feels like it's literally been that, breath in time. So hand over your worries, hurt, sorrows, fears, and doubts to the Great Mother. Lay them on her altar. Return to the sureness of the soil. Fall fully into her arms. Surrender to the mystery woven through it all. Okay? How do you want to live this existence? Dwelling on the past? Carrying those hurts and fears with you? Maybe some resentment? Is it worth it? I guess is my question. Right? If you only have this breath in time, how do you want to live it? Remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. That unrestrained joy is closer to grief than we think. It's okay to feel those feelings, but how long do you want to spend on them? How much time do you want to spend on them? Right? Can't change them anyway. Can't change what happened. You can't control what happened. You can't control what's going to happen. It's all been laid out in this plan of your life. Your soul already decided before you came here. Okay? All you can do is make the best of it. And understand that that happened for your soul for a reason. And be able to move forward thanking your soul for that experience. And perhaps the more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more you can say, I have truly lived. I have truly experienced this life for all that it had to offer. So your rose transmission, if you want to place your hand on your chest, is, and breathe this in. I'm ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I am carrying onto the altar and fall into the Great Mother's arms. Beautiful. This actually came up yesterday about all the things that we carry around with us that are not necessary, right? It's like carrying a huge, heavy backpack with you. All your doubts, all your fears, all your worries, all your sadness, all your grief, all of it is like in this backpack that you're carrying around with you every day. So what would happen if you just decided to put it down? Unload it. Surrender it. Surrender it to the Great Mother. Or whatever source you believe in, it doesn't matter. Just give it all to them, and how much lighter that would feel. There's a reason why heavy or negative emotions, I don't like saying negative or positive because they're all just emotions, or we're just experiencing that emotion. But there's a reason why sadness and anger and fear and doubt and all of that feels heavy, okay? And happiness and joy and excitement feels light. Okay? You have a choice. It's an intention to put it down and strive for that joy and happiness. And we do that through gratitude. We do that through surrendering and living in the moment. You can't worry about what's going to happen, but you can. But can you really control it? Can you change it? You can't change the way somebody else is going to show up in any experience, right? Just be certain in who you are in yourself. So I offer soul-filled oracle card guidance and coaching sessions. If that is something that you are interested in, the link for that will be in the description below. Also, I offer group coaching programs if you're looking to find your tribe and step fully into your self-love journey. And that is starting up again in the fall, Self-Love Queen Academy. The link for that will be in the comments below as well. And so that you can get registered to be on that or in that program, because it is limited to a specific amount of people. Also, we have the new moon coming, or full moon coming up. So you may be feeling a lot of emotions right now, okay? And there might be a lot of clearing and releasing and purging that's going on. So trust the process, allow it to happen. If you need to cry, let it flow. It's all being released for a reason. So remember, you weren't meant to blend in. You were born to shine. Have a beautiful rest of your day.